Hey guys, Scott here. Today I want to talk about an insane claim of a Demogorgon player that has over 500 4Ks in a row. Like not even hatch escapes, just pure 4Ks in a row. As an avid demo main, I instantly thought that that is completely impossible. So I felt it was my duty as a demo to investigate this. And I came upon a lot of very shady stuff. So before I go any further, I just want to say that I'm going to talk about who the person is. Because they put their name out there. They post on Reddit and forums, brag about being the best demo. They have the most shreds and things like that. People in the comments are going to talk about who they are. People on Reddit right now are talking about who it is. Basically, it is physically impossible for me to hide who I'm talking about because they already put their name out there so much. So I'm just not even going to try. The content creator's name is Brother Love, and from what I've seen, they actually kind of seem like a very nice person, although sometimes they get a little angry about certain things. The main point is, if this turns out that he is legitimate and you go and hate on him, then you're giving hate to someone who's legitimate. And if he's being disingenuous, well, then you're just giving views and money to someone who doesn't deserve it. So either way, there is no excuse to go attack anybody for anything. I just want to see if the claim is valid or not, because that's a hell of a crazy claim to make. And so I did a bunch of research on this. And no, this claim is absolutely bullshit. He has not won 500 Demogorgon games in a row. That is impossible. That's why I had to test if this was true, because I consider myself to be very good at Demogorgon. I think he's one of my best killers, and I win the vast majority of my games, but I would never, ever claim to be able to get 500 4Ks in a row. That is impossible. Just the sheer likelihood of you never getting a bad map with even a pretty decent team is just so astronomically low. It's not like your Nurse, where you can actually reliably win even against really good teams. Demogorgon's a good killer, but he can still lose if you get the combination of a good team and a bad map. And in 500 games to never get that, I thought that was just impossible. There's no way. And it turns out this is not an exception to that. So the problem with the way that this guy is doing it, like I've seen him post on Reddit before. I've seen him post on the forums before, saying he's the best Demogorgon in the world. Yeah, I responded to him. I think I talked to him, and he was nice to me and stuff, probably because like out of a fellow demo kinship or something like that. But he is making a lot of claims that he is extremely amazingly good with demo, and that's how he's able to get these 500 4Ks in a row. And he does stream them all. Like you can go and check his VODs and watch him win all of his games. But if you kind of dig into it a bit, there's a lot of very shady shit going on here. So first off is how he words the streaks. He words it as 500 4Ks live in a row, which heavily implies that he is not getting them just in a row. He's only doing it when he's live on Twitch, which implies he's playing the game off stream, which unfortunately leads to the implication that he's lowering his MMR when he's not streaming. Because if you watch his games, they are notably worse than most content creators that you would watch that stream this game. It is like actually Baby Dwight walking across a map and the crouching when he gets hit tier. Like literally brand new players. Now, that's not to say that we don't all get that sometimes. Even at Omega Dodeca 8 trillion MMR, for whatever reason, because the system is awful, you still do get babies. However, it's not like every game. You get him maybe once a stream, you'll get a baby player or something like that. But his were suspiciously, like really, really bad. But I hate just saying you're D-ranking off stream, just like I hate that people are saying it to, aughts. But unfortunately, it's a lot easier to infer that he is doing that because, one, 500 4Ks in a row with demo, that's impossible against even okay players. But two, you can compare his player level, which is basically a measurement of how much you play and what you do during matches. You can compare his player level at the end of his streams to the player level at the beginning of his next stream, and you can see that they are vastly different. This is how you can prove Otz doesn't D-rank off stream, by the way. His player level is the same at the end and beginning of his stream, so obviously he's not playing off stream. This guy's, they change drastically, indicating he is playing a lot off stream. Actually, I checked his Steam profile as well, and he had 176 hours of DBD in the past 2 weeks, which is absurd. And he streamed, I think, like 3, 4, 5 hours a day. Let's say 7 days a week. That's, 70 hours in the 2 weeks. So there's 100 hours not accounted for. Now, maybe he keeps the game open. That's totally possible as well, but that would not indicate why his player level is so much different between his games. So you would have to assume for this to be possible, he is sort of tanking his MMR off stream. And then it gets even weirder than that, because he is so finely tiptoeing the line between he's not technically lying, because his titles of his streams say live in a row, which is true, because on his stream in a row, he has won that many games. That is actually true. It just ignores the very obvious side point of him losing a shit ton of games off stream. So that's the thing, though. He even self-admits that he's not winning this many games actually in a row, but he kind of goes back and forth between saying live in a row and just in a row. Like, I just went to a random video on his YouTube where he was getting, it was like the start of his stream, he was getting very angry at people on Reddit, like discrediting him, saying that he was going against babies, because he was. And he wanted to prove that he was not going against babies. So he posted in a video of a warm-up game he had before the stream where he just gets blasted. So he himself proves that's not true. So for the base claim of the video itself, he himself has disproven the actual argument. The problem is that technically the argument, and is that what he's actually trying to say? He's actually trying to claim that he's won that many games in a row flat out. Well, that's the thing. He goes back and forth. Just here's a clip where he actually talks about this a little bit.
And I'm a better killer than 99.99% of everybody in this game. That's why I have 424 Ks in a row.
So he's very clearly annoyed at people like discrediting him for having lower MMR and stuff like that, or lowering his MMR off stream, by showing that he, actually has gone against good players. And that's the thing, though. Like, even in that clip, he just says, this is how many games I've won in a row. He doesn't say won in a row live on stream. He just says, I've won this many because I'm better than you and I've won this many in a row. So it just comes across as really disingenuous, where he just kind of skirts the line between kind of lying but not technically lying, so you can't call him out on it. And then to cap it all off, if you actually just look at the bottom of his own stream tucked away in the description, he literally just admits to having lower MMR survivors. He admits he rigs it to go against low MMR survivors. So I don't understand why he, on one end, is defending it and then immediately admits it on his channel that he is actually rigging his own MMR to go against lower survivors. So I just thought this was a very weird, interesting case. Just to summarize, no, it is impossible. You can't get 504 Ks in a row with Demo. Eventually, you would push up your MMR. And trust me, MMR barely matters, but it matters a little bit, to the point where you can't win 500 games in a row with Demo. I don't even think you can do that with Nurse. If you're amazing at Nurse and you play with the sweatiest shit every game, just statistically, one game, someone's going to get out via the hatch or something like that. The hatch is just going to spawn on someone that's slugged. Like, to have that level of astronomical luck is, I think, impossible. And that's what I wanted to find out. So, yeah, that's absolutely not possible. By his own admission, it doesn't appear to be possible. He's not actually technically claiming to have done it, but then sometimes he does. I don't know. But no, the end result is you cannot win 500 Demo games in a row with all 4Ks, 0 hatch escapes. Impossible. Myth busted, I guess. That's it. Thanks for watching.